going to be a hindrance to them.
We'll have to see.
Only time will tell.
That's right. Hmm. How about the 1879 quintuple stela pattern?
I thought you'd never get to this
I
story.
like it.
Well, like I said, this is another one of those seed stories that I put there that I knew you were going to take.
Yeah, I've been kind of sitting on it. I've been saving it.
Yeah, CoinWeek.com has reported that an extremely rare gold 1879 quintuple stela pattern $20 is going to be sold in an upcoming auction from Legend Rare Coin Auctions. It's a rare 1879 pattern $20 gold piece, popularly known among numismatists as a quintuple stela. Now, I don't know how popular that term is among numismatists because I'm a numismatist, and yes, it's this coin is patterned after the stelas, which were $4 coins, hence the quintuple being $20. But I mean, think about this. At the time that this was minted, they were already making a $20 gold
Yeah, oh
piece.
yeah, this was smack dab in the middle of the $20 gold piece program. So,
So my question as to why they decided to mint this is why?
uh, well, it's a pattern. If you look, it says Judd 1643, so it's a
Sure.
pattern. And basically, what they do is they're always trying to there's always ideas and changes that are being proposed, and sometimes they get to the prototype stage, which is what this particular coin is. Um, and so that's they're always somebody out there thinking about changing the design, especially in that period. So,
Now, one of the things that I think is interesting about the Stellas is their use of the metric weights
hmm
and their reference to it. Now, on the obverse of this coin, it says 30G 1.5 S, which is basically it's telling you that it's 1.5 grams of silver, 3.5 grams of copper, and 30 grams of gold, giving you a coin of 35
yeah,
grams. And that's a metric coin, which was something new to the United States Mint at the time, as the very first metric coin they made was the Shield nickel in 1866. So they were kind of moving into this whole thing. I wonder.
well, they had just changed the dollars in '78 to the Morgans, so this was kind of a time of change, and I think this might have been trying to kind of head that same direction.
Yeah, they were looking at it going, we've been making these things for 30 years. It's probably time to knock off and do something else. But my question is that weight significantly different than a St. Gaudens coin? I guess.
Well, not that much different because the coins are 90%.
Right, and they're clad or they're an alloy of silver, copper, and
Yeah,
gold, just the same,
yeah. I would bet they're exactly the same. I could be wrong.
but just probably stated weight being metric, what they were going for, I guess.
Yeah. Let me just do a little Googling here. Let's find out. What's the weight in grams?
Now, each example of the quintuple stela has been in the collection of the most famous of all numismatists. So there was one in the Garrett collection. King Farouk owned one,
Wow.
and Eliasberg owned one.
Oh, they were a little heavier actually.
Okay.
So standard $20 gold pieces are 33.43 grams. So this coin would have been heavier.
Okay. This coin is a little bit heavier,
Yeah.
but basically the same composition.
Close. Very close.
Yeah, 90% gold, and then 10% both copper and silver.
Yeah. I mean,
Although no,
it's a,
actually, this one is 10% copper, and then in addition,
ah.
so there's less gold in this coin.
Well, you know what? I bet you it equals out then at that point.
Yeah, so it probably is. It's probably a little bit heavier coin, but a little bit more alloyed.
Yeah.
Think about this. It was 1879, so they're trying to push silver. I think they're just trying to figure out a way to include more of it, maybe a way to harden the gold.
Yeah, that's what.
Who knows?
That's yeah. It's hard to say.
Now, the reverse of the coin doesn't really look all that different from a. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's
slightly
got a couple
different,
minor things, but yeah, I mean,
but relatively the same. It's got a coronet head on it. I don't know.
that's the obverse, my friend.
No. I'm saying it's like the reverse looks like the kind of like the $20 gold piece
Yeah,
with
the
a couple
shield's a
of
little different. There's a
and
motto above the stars, but yeah,
yeah,
it looks
and on
similar.
the opposite, it is. It's along that same theme, so it's slightly different.
Yeah.
Kind of a maybe.
Let's talk about the Israeli hiker that finds the second known example of unusual Roman gold coin.
You know, human nature never ceases to amaze me. And CoinWeek.com is reporting a story that uh, the is the Israel Antiquities Authority announced that a hiker in the northern region of Galilee had discovered an incredibly rare ancient Roman gold coin.
Hmm.
So rare, in fact, that an example in the British Museum's numismatic collection was previously thought to be unique.
Huh.
So that's a heck of a trail find.
Just walking
You know,
around.
yeah, it's just walking into Eastern Galilee, and there's a group of hikers and a woman named Lori, I want to say Ryman, ended up on the grounds of an area archaeological site, and she noticed something shiny on the ground and picked it up. Realizing that it was important for the coin to be properly dealt with, she told the group's guide of her find, and with the help of archaeologist and tour guide Dr. Madi Aviam, they contacted the Israel Antiquities Authority. And after about 2 hours, they came out, they checked out the coin, and and she just gave it to them.
Well, Israel's really funny about their artifacts and cultural heritage. Um, I I don't believe it's legal to even export anything from Israel anymore. They really are pretty hardcore about that kind of stuff. And I mean I guess I can't blame them. That's kind of one of the an ancient area, and there was a lot of activity there. So
And it's an area that's important to the three biggest religions in the
yeah,
world.
yeah, oh yeah,
So that's like 90% of the people on the planet. Um, and her good deed is not going to go completely unrewarded. Because of her selfless deed, she will receive a good citizenship certificate from the government of Israel.
yeah. Well, I mean that's I'm glad she did that because now many people are going to be able to enjoy that coin for a long time.
Yeah, I'm teasing because yes, I think that the good deed should be its own reward,
Well, I mean
and
I'm glad they recognize her
it
for it.
restores your faith in human nature
Yes.
that people will do things like this. Now, this coin is Divus Augustus or Divine Augustus,
Hmm.
who died on August 19th, whether you want to call it AD or CE, which is the
Yeah.
new black.
Same thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's the common era. Um, and the reverse depicts three standards, symbols of Roman legion, usually borne into combat by a standard bearer.
Now the cool part about this coin, and me being somebody who's kind of getting into ancients lately, this coin's actually a commemorative because Augustus was the first the first emperor and founder of the Roman Empire. This coin was actually minted by Trajan, who was another emperor, but it was like a commemorative for Augustus. So
Yes, as a matter of fact, the article describes the fact that this coin is unusual in the fact that it does not depict the Roman ruler on the obverse.
yeah,
That rather it features an effigy of Augustus, the first emperor and founder of the Roman Empire.
yeah,
So
neat.
it is a neat coin, and like I said, it's a good story. It's a feel good.
Yeah, I'm glad she did that.
Okay, we're gonna
She
keep
could be
on going.
wearing it on a necklace right now, and she's not.
She could.
So
Well, she could have smuggled it out. There's the real question.
yeah. What do we got?
Got time for like two more
Like two
stories.
more stories. Well,
Yes.
how about sales open for the 2016 U.S. Mint Proof Set?
This is pure pandering.
This is
You are
making.
purely pandering to me.
Yes, I am.
In modern news,
Yeah, we had to get on Mike's page for a second.
Well, I'm not all about everything that comes out today, but the 2016 United States Mint Proof set will be available for purchase starting April Fool's Day at noon.
Oh.
This set includes three presidential coins honoring Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, and Ronald Reagan.
That's pretty
Five
good.
America the Beautiful quarters, Shawnee National Forest, Cumberland Gap National Park, Harper's Ferry, Teddy Roosevelt National Park, and Fort Moultrie, which is in South Carolina.
Hmm.
One Native American dollar coin with the code talkers this year from both World War One and Two. Kennedy half, Roosevelt dime, one Jefferson nickel, and it even says in the mint material, one Lincoln penny.
Like a penny.
That's what it says.
Uh,
Somebody at the mint's slipping.
Speaking of
Their,
pandering.
their cents, darn it. Coins are sealed in three protective lenses, and the price is going to be $31.95, $1 less than the 2015 price because you're getting one less dollar.
Well, funny how that works.
Yeah, it's somehow I think that's kind of a I don't know. I think that these elevated prices of proof sets are killing the collectability of, or not the collectability as much as the drive for people to collect them.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that people are really tired of paying $30 for a proof set, and it's always reflected in the numbers of your proof sets and your mid sets. The numbers have been dropping every single year.
Yeah.
And once they start making mint sets at around the $15 mark again,
Mm-hmm.
and proof sets at right around that price, I think that they'll be tremendously popular again.
We shall see.
But I'm just one guy with a podcast.
That's true.
And lastly,
What do I want to talk about for my last story? There's so many good ones here.
gee, I wonder,
How about let's talk about how about a coin struck this Thursday?
how about a
How
coin struck
about a
this?
coin?
Now, see, this is an interesting take on new technology. Okay, Numismatic News
Mm-hmm.
is reporting. Dave Harper was talking about um, the thought about how about a coin struck this Thursday? And you say, okay, well, why not?
Well, what about it?
Well, it basically Dave says that it won't be long before computer technology will allow us to know precisely when a coin was struck
Huh.
and to forever keep track of that. As a matter of fact, we saw at the World's Fair Money last year, the Royal Canadian Mint has a new authentication that they're using for their maple leafs, both gold and silver, that they put the coin in and they can authenticate it. Well, the technology is becoming so good and so precise that they're actually using computers now that can track coins that were struck by the die that they were struck.
Huh.
Okay, and it is possible that if 50 million silver eagles are struck with a 2016 date, that we'll be able to know which ones were struck in 2015. We'll be able to know which piece was actually struck first. And this might bring a whole new idea to first strike coins and might actually make that whole label make sense. Because the first strike designations that are given by both NGC and PCGS are basically coins that were released first, not necessarily coins that were struck first.
Yeah,
The
that's true.
technology is coming along now that they can actually tell when coins are struck. So, what Dave suggests is some very interesting ideas. Collectors in the future will be able to buy coins struck on their birthday
Hmm.
or on an anniversary. Imagine buying a proof set and knowing when every coin in it was struck, or perhaps matching each coin to the other denomination struck on the
Hmm.
same day or in the same week. So um, I think it's a really interesting idea that, with technology, it moves forward. It always rolls on. And uh, the technology has gotten to the point now where they are being able to identify